It was called the trial of the century, and now 20 years later, and we're still talking about the murders, the slow speed chase in that white Ford Bronco, and the verdict.
Looks like he is getting off at the off-ramp at Sunset here. Getting off, he's on the off-ramp now.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
I'm sure you remember where you were when that verdict was read. There were so many key players in this trial, so this morning we're looking back and asking, where is everyone now? Joining us this morning is Dan Schorr, former criminal prosecutor and associate managing editor, or managing director, I should say, for Kroll Advisory Solutions. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
And actually 20 years ago, it's funny, it's been 20 years, but 20 years ago you were actually here. You were a college intern here at PIX11.
Yes.
My gosh.
It's great to be back.
What was that like? What was that time like in your life?
First of all, I was an aspiring lawyer. I wanted to be a prosecutor, and this case made me even more so want to be a prosecutor. But I remember being here at Channel 11. I was working in the promotions department as a summer intern the summer before this happened, and I can't believe it's been 20 years. 20
years. All right, so let's catch up with all the key players from the case, many of whom became household names. O.J. Simpson, obviously he is behind bars, not for that crime.
Right. It's for armed robbery and kidnapping in Nevada. However, he was trying to get memorabilia back, and the Goldman family has suggested that because they've been going after him to claim their civil verdict, that maybe that made him more paranoid about keeping control of his memorabilia, and that may have led to some of the criminal activity. He's now appealing that conviction.
Yeah, and he still owes like $33.5 million because of the civil findings. So, I mean, bottom line is, even when he does get out in 2017, I believe, he's still in a lot of trouble. Let's turn to the Dream Team now. Johnnie Cochran, this case, people knew Johnnie Cochran, of course, before that, but this is the case that just sort of, he became the lawyer everyone knew.
Right, and he handled a lot of other high-profile celebrity cases after that.
Michael Jackson, I remember, and other stuff like
Sean P. Diddy Combs, and now he's passed away almost a decade ago. But certainly he is known as the preeminent celebrity defense attorney.
Yeah, passed away at 67 from a brain tumor. And Simpson was at his funeral as well. Let's talk about Robert Shapiro, another member of the Dream Team. You see him on TV every now and then doing ads for his LegalZoom thing, right?
Right, it's a self-help legal service. He also does a lot of civil cases, less criminal these days, although he's still active as an attorney.
Okay. Robert Kardashian, a longtime friend of Simpson. He passed away, of course, in 2003, although the Kardashian name lives on with his daughters.
Right, and he wasn't just an attorney, he was a friend of O.J. Simpson, and some people speculate he became part of the legal team so he couldn't be called as a witness against O.J. Simpson.
I do remember that.
But right, he never did see the fame that his daughters now have.
Exactly. Marcia Clark, who could forget Marcia Clark? What is she doing now?
Well, she left the law after this trial. She wrote a book about the trial. She's written crime novels. She's been a TV legal analyst. But as far as I know, she's not actually practicing law. But you see her on TV talking about big cases. The George Zimmerman case, for instance, she was a big commentator about what was happening there.
But this case more or less was the end for her as far as being an attorney or a prosecutor.
She never prosecuted another case after this trial.
Okay, Chris Darden.
He also did not prosecute cases after. He became a defense attorney, went to the other side, as many prosecutors do, and he's been working as a defense attorney since then. Okay.
What about Judge Lance Ito? The judge everybody was watching, every movie made was analyzed left and right. What is he up to?
He's still on the bench in Los Angeles. He's actually retiring at the end of this year. The plaque outside his courtroom that says Judge Lance Ito was stolen so many times that they actually stopped replacing it a couple of years ago because people kept taking the plaque.
All right, well, here we are again 20 years later. We appreciate your insights, and good to see you back here at PIX, really where it all started for you. Log on for PIX11.com or at PIX11.com for more coverage of the anniversary of this trial.